Line 3, Gary from MAL in Washington. Gary, go ahead, please.
Yeah, hey, Doc. We keep hearing about what was found on Hillary's server, satellite imagery, top secret level stuff, and whatever. What a lot of people don't understand is that you just cannot sit at a top secret enclave terminal and type out an email to Hillary at pantsuit.com or whatever. That room is generally what is known as it's a SCIF. It's a secure compartmentalized information facility. It tends to be a room within a room that is partially, most times, a Faraday cage, which prevents any spurious emanations or RF emanations from leaving that area. So bottom line is that somebody had to either type that stuff up and redact the fact that it was secret, SITK, no foreign, whatever, and or they had to put it on some sort of a removable media, which is not allowed in a SCIF. And they had to remove it from this secure room, fingerprints, the whole 9 yards, just to get in the room so that these people could get the information to Hillary. There was so many other laws broken other than the fact that she had
on
her server.
Wow. Gary, I never heard this before. Were you a man who works in the military?
I have, and I still do, yes.
What you just said on this national radio show, has this been expressed on other shows or has it been printed in newspapers?
I haven't heard it. I've been looking for it. I've been trying to get through to other shows and all that. I'm surprised actually I got through to you because I always get a busy signal.
Gary, I got to ask you to stay on the line because what you just said has made news on this show. It should make news around the world. Guys, get Gary's number. We're going to open our number, the 4 o'clock hour on the East Coast with it. Gary, give us in a nutshell what you just said about the server. And you're saying, let me see if I understand, what Hillary received from the Defense Department had to go through a secure room. Is that basically what you said?
Yeah, you cannot email from top secret information from a top secret enclave terminal or whatever, because that is in a room that's generally known as a SCIF. Okay, you can Google the term SCIF and all that. It's not like that's classified or anything like that. But the SCIF... All
right, wait, so it goes from the Defense Department to a top secret room, and somebody had to remove it from that room to send it to her?
Any TS enclave, depending on how it got there, be it through a DOD...
Unbelievable. This is like a John le Carré spy novel. There's more to this than meets the eye. I think we broke new ground on the Savage Nation because I'm not Bill O'Reilly. Yes, it's like a spy story with Hillary Clinton as the villain, slinking around National Security Headquarters. Will they catch the villain in the pantsuits before it's too late? Only James Bond can tell us on the Savage Nation. Now, it could be high theater and funny if it was not funny and if it was theater, but I got to tell you something. Radio is primarily an entertainment medium. Even talk radio, which can be very educational, is part of an entertainment empire. That's what radio originally was. But every once in a while, we break new ground. We make the news. It just happened on the Savage Nation. We had a caller from Washington, D.C., who will remain anonymous. I'm sure he is anonymous, who worked and still does work in military intelligence. And by the way, we have another caller, a young lady named Rebecca from Washington, who worked in intelligence. And you're going to learn that a lot more laws were broken by Hillary Clinton than are being talked about. At the end of the last hour, the caller, Gary from MAL, told us about SCIF. I never heard of SCIF. Did you hear of SCIF? You didn't hear about it on any other show? What is SCIF? Sensitive Compartmented Information Facility, pronounced SCIF. In the United States military, security and intelligence parlance, it's an enclosed area within a building that is used to process sensitive compartmented information and keep it secretive. So, Gary called and said, for Hillary Clinton to have received these satellite images from the Defense Department, it had to first go through this room, this secret room. And it means what, Gary? Line 3, Gary, pick it up from here. So the Defense Department sends this information to the secret facility. What happened next?
Well, again, regardless of how the information gets there, okay, it's classified. It's TS. So it's in this room, it could have come from another SCIF, from another location, however it gets there, okay? Bottom line is they're just very secure, enclosed networks, period, okay? So but you cannot just, there's inside of it, you can't sit next to a TS terminal in one of these places and actually sit down and then go and do Google, okay? Because that does not exist in there, okay?
According to my knowledge, access to SCIFs is normally limited to those with top secret clearance, and non-cleared personnel in SCIF units must be under constant oversight to prevent unauthorized access to classified material. What happened next, Gary? How did this person get it to Hillary?
Well, again, there's no way that they can just email it from the secure terminal to, again, Hillary at, pantsuit.com, wherever she's at. You can't just go from that enclave to an unclassified or commercial network because they do not exist in the same reality at all. So it had to be either copied somehow, written, typed, or whatever, and then removed physically from this SCIF to be put onto a non-commercial a non-secure means like a...
So Gary, in amateur terms, we're listening in for the first time. Somebody had to copy it and send it to her from that room?
Not from that room. It has to be removed from that room. It has to be removed from the TS enclave because there is no commercial access points in these rooms, period.
Well, you mean so somebody wrote it down and took it out of the room?
Or they put it on a thumb drive or a CD, but those sorts of media are generally taboo and inside of... Somebody did a thumb drive or a JPEG in a top secret room and took it to Hillary Clinton? It's possible. That's the only other way. That's the only way I can do it.
Gary, you have stopped my breath for a moment, and I thank you for calling the Savage Nation. This could be the most important breaking point in this whole story, but wait, it gets even better. Rebecca, on line 6 right now from WMAL again in the nation's capital. Rebecca, please come on to the Savage Nation and tell the people what you know.
Thank you, sir. It is definitely an honor to be on your show. It sparked me to call.
Thank you.
Hearing Gary. I was actually driving home from my way from the Pentagon, and I've been working in the intelligence community, both as active duty military as well as a DoD contractor for 23 years now. And basically backing him 100%. Everything that he has said is 100% accurate. I work even in an open classified, which is only secret from my main office. You have to check your cell phone. You can't even bring your cell phones in. You can't bring anything that's recordable in there. Now, you have
Rebecca, let's back up. Hillary Clinton transmitted secretive, very top secret satellite data to somebody. We don't know to who. She said in a joke, what did I use, a cloth to wipe it? How did she get that imagery? Who did someone remove it from the room for her?
Well, and that's what I can't understand because like Gary was saying, you have unclassified, your normal computers that everyone uses. You can Google, you can email. Then you have a secret level, which is the next enclave up. That in and of itself is not at all connected whatsoever to the unclassified network. It's a completely separate entity. I cannot email from Google to my secret account or from my secret to my Gmail account. I can't do that. Now let's take it up one more step. Now we're getting to the TS and actually FBI level, which is the SCIFs, which is your top secret level. Now at that point, that's even, that's higher, more secure. You have to have additional clearances to get in there. I've had those clearances, and you can't even go between top secret and secret. It's not possible. And if they're talking geospatial information, which is what I have heard on the news, we're talking satellite imagery, that is TSSCI. I can tell you that right off the bat. I know that for a fact. Rebecca,
that is what?
That is top secret, typically SCI level, which is an additional code on top of the top secret.
So how would somebody have taken that satellite imagery out of that secret room, the James Bond room, and gotten it to Hillary? What did they have to do to bring it out of there?
See, that's what I can't comprehend because I was a cryptologist for crying out loud. I worked this. And
You are a cryptologist in the Defense Department, Rebecca?
I was a cryptologist when I was active duty military for 8 years, and then I flipped over. Now I'm basically DoD IT. I work with computer systems. So the thing is that the USB ports that you typically would put your thumb drive in, as well as your writable DVD drives, those are typically completely disabled on those systems. So forget about not even being able to bring it in there. They're typically disabled. There is usually one person who has the authority. And there's always TPI, two-person integrity, when you're dealing with SCIF. Even the safes have 2 different combos held by 2 different individuals so that no one person can access these things individually. So I'm
Let me ask you something. This top secret facility has a skiff in it. It's a secure room. Is it underground? Where are these things?
Typically, they're not always underground. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they can be internal, though. You'll never see one with windows because, like Gary was saying, they're specially protected so that the electronic emissions cannot escape. So that
so spies, so in other words, foreign governments can't pick up the signal.
Absolutely. So they'll typically be either underground in a basement or they'll be internal in a building where you can have this heavy-duty structural integrity to the building, to these rooms.
This is unbelievable to me. Let me ask you, Rebecca, you work in intelligence. You're a former cryptologist. You see the Hillary story. What do you feel in your heart of hearts went on here? Who was she sending this to and for what reason?
Unfortunately, there is not one positive reason that I can find. There is not one. Everything's got to be. I'm. I can't come up with any good logical, rational explanation for it. Because I'll tell you right now, if I had even a basic security incident where I left a piece of crypto out, or I somehow had classified information in an unclassified space, not only would I automatically lose my job and my security clearances, but I would more than likely be brought up on charges as well.
Right. Now, in your business of this world that you live in, this top secret world, you live a very tense life because you are trusted with the greatest secrets the government has. Irrespective, Republican or Democrat, we are still a sovereign nation, and we have a lot of enemies who would like to see us go under. What the heck was she transferring and to whom? What in the world was she sending? What was this about? Okay, we understand it was satellite imagery about Benghazi. Isn't that what we've all heard in the news so far?
That's what I believe. I believe there's something really deep and dark under there.
Oh, my God. Please, let's not let our minds get carried away. Do we know when this happened? Did it happen before the ambassador was killed by the mobs or after?
We don't know, but it could have been going on the whole time. We just don't know. And with her having, professionally wiped these servers numerous times, if they magnetize those drives, we'll never know from that piece that she turned over. If they did a professional, situation where they magnetize with the same level that the DOD does it, that's going to be hard for any forensics to recover. The only thing that I'm hoping is it's a catch-22. You hope nobody had backups or copies because there was classified information, if that's true. But on the same note, if there was, then that would be the one positive route we'd have to be able to track it down and actually find out exactly what happened.
I'm not going to ask you whether you're a Republican or Democrat because it doesn't matter to me. You're an individual who loves America, and that's why you work in the top secret field that you work in. What is the feeling, without giving away any information, amongst your coworkers about what this means for America and national security in general? Is there buzz going on in the intelligence community about what Hillary did?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What do they say? We're all what?
Appalled. It's such a double standard because we know we're heavily scrutinized, and rightfully so. With the background checks and constantly having to have to report anything in our lives that could potentially be an issue for us. And do you think
the FBI, Obama's FBI, Loretta Lynch's FBI, is actually going to get to the bottom of this?
Unfortunately, I don't have the faith that I wish I did that will happen.
Right. It's not an independent FBI. Loretta Lynch was handpicked, by the way, by Al Sharpton, if you can believe it. Al Sharpton, a man of this low caliber, lobbied to have Loretta Lynch, a U.S. attorney from New York City or New York area, made the attorney general, and Obama made her attorney general. Do we actually believe that a woman appointed by Barack Obama is going to blow the whistle on a Democrat? I don't feel that's even within the realm of possibility.
Actually, there is one potential, I think, that it would happen, and that's if there's something going on in the administration or in the big scheme of things that, for whatever reason, they decided they don't want Hillary Clinton to be the nominee, and this would be the easiest way to take her out. That's one.
So there could be collusion coming from the Obama camp to make certain Hillary is not nominated as president, and we won't know why, but there could be collusion, and that's why we're even hearing about this, right?
Right, and that's pure speculation for me on my part, but unfortunately I've become a little bit more cynical over this.
Well, thank you. Oh, cynical is good. When you live in a cynical time with a cynical president and a cynical government, I think cynicism is a healthy attitude. I thank you for listening to this.